All right, everyone. It's officially March, baby, and we are all so excited. It's bracket season. Bracketology. We've got some good contestants tonight. But in honor of having a Chaotic Neutral Hall of Famer on tonight.
2 Chaotic Neutral Hall of Famers, actually.
True, that is true. 2 Chaotic Neutral, but there would have been 3. But in true chaos fashion, we have 2 Chaotic Neutrals last minute. I want to start the episode off with a little chaos of my own, which is, are you ever just like, it's a random night and you're like, okay, what are we going to watch? Let's go through the streaming services. Oh, this one, whatever. And what do we end up on? Peacock, as you do. We all have it. Why'd you get it? You don't even know. Was it for Sunday Night Football? Were you watching the Olympics? Who knows? But anyways, we all got the Peacock, right? And you're just going through and there's that freaking movie. There's little James McAvoy's face, and we all remember the See No Evil trailer that we all saw 18,000 times, and he's like, I'm a fucking doctor.
I saw Wallace Shawn die. Wallace Shawn is dead.
For roping. I like that. You're a jabroni. Go ahead.
And then you remember that that's definitely not the line because that wouldn't have been in a trailer in front of every movie. Mike was like, what? That's not the line. I'm like, you're right. It's I'm a bloody doctor. But I said it with such confidence, and now we both just keep going around being like, I'm a fucking doctor.
I'm a fucking doctor.
And I don't know why, but it's so funny to me. Whew, okay.
Bethany made a case to be last-minute induction into the Chaotic Neutral bracket.
I was so close to finally making the bracket, y'all. I wanted to be a Hall of Famer, too. Okay, everyone. Welcome to week 1 of March Madness. We are doing things a little different this year, where we are combining villains. We're not combining them. It's going to be in one episode. We are doing villains because it's a slightly smaller bracket, and Chaotic Neutral in one episode. So they're still their own separate brackets, but we're going to be discussing chaos tonight. We're going to be discussing villains. We've brought our esteemed Hall of Famer here, panel of Hall of Famers, except for Mike and I. We're not Hall of Famers.
Yeah.
We brought our esteemed Hall of Famers with us to both what the show's own Juice, and then of course our dear friend of the show, Nat, is here tonight to help us decide. And then if we have, since we're an even number tonight, if we have tiebreakers, we'll go to the chat. And next week, everyone return where we will be discussing what the show Heroes of the Year. So look forward to that. But I think to start us off, Mike would like to remind us all who is our Hall of Famers in both villains and Chaotic Neutrals. I apologize. Words are hard tonight.
So we're going to start tonight with the villains, as is tradition. The Hall of Fame for villains over the years consists of Bob Chapek, also Bob Paycheck, as we
like to refer to him as.
Ticketmaster, who I also would love to put into. They might get a second induction after the amount of fees they added to my Metallica tickets this week.
They are Hall of Famers for a reason. Yes.
My $395 tickets became $530.
We might revoke
30 after $395 face value.
We might revoke their Hall of Fame status just to put them back into the
right back in.
You go right back in. We also have Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, who got inducted because he tried to trademark the word jabroni.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good move.
We have Matt Rife, just because he's a chuckle fuck.
Yeah. I'm going to get to see him in person.
Yeah, and I hope that you boo him. Throw tomatoes. Boo.
Yeah.
Boo. And you know what? It's not surprising at all. I learned this week that apparently in the middle of a show, he called Jack Hughes, and no one is surprised. Okay. Very close to making the villains list.
We also have notorious cheater John Roca in the Villains Hall of Fame.
Accurate.
And of course, last year we had a stalemate. We decided to put him and also notorious, just absolute chuckle fuck Aaron Rodgers into the Villains Hall of Fame.
For obvious reasons.
So now we have the chaotic neutral, which we have. This one's actually like the most fun Hall of Fame we have, I think. The original inductee was Tom Dagnino.
Yeah.
We also have video. Drew, we went back-to-back Schmodown on that one. The legendary Zach Greinke.
Yes, Zach Greinke.
Alongside the Italian American Pride Facebook group, which
Yes.
Also, Juice, since it's March Madness, next week, can you please wear your O'Talion?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure. I should probably just go put that around right now.
And if I remember right, this was a five-way tie. This was a five-way tie last year between Zach Greinke, the Italian American Pride Facebook group, the Six Flags America stunt show, and then our guest Nat and our co-host Juice. We were just like, "Fuck it, we're putting them all in."
We're like, all of them deserve it. All of them deserve it, and I agree.
I should have pulled some clips from that stream for the 5 year, because that was like, even just thinking about that, I want to like go back and watch that stream.
I remember like dying laughing at Zach Greinke and the Facebook posts and
Will Harold like getting him. He was out.
Yeah,
he was eliminated.
It was chaos. Truly, it really was.
I very, very rarely. I don't really use social media anymore, but when I didn't make a lot of posts, and I didn't really post about What the Show a lot on my personal page. I'd use the What the Show page, but that stream, I remember going back the next day and be like, okay, this one was well worth the watch. Go back and watch this one, which I probably did in the 5.5 years we've been on here, maybe 10 times. So that tells you how much fun that stream was.
Greinke's a hero. He's chaotic. He's everything. He is everything.
So I have some news.
Actually, that's a fair point.
I have hold up before we get started.
Things are already chaotic. Okay.
So I bought that O'Talion shirt. Probably like the last St. Patrick's Day-ish. And it was a great shirt, and it was only like $5 off of like the Walmart website. However, I just remembered that shirt actually, it didn't survive a wash very well. So I've been planning on like just buying. I mean, it was a $5 shirt, so I was planning on just buying maybe even just a few of them.
Yeah, as one.
However, now as I'm looking up, I'm seeing this shirt for like $30.
Oh boy!
Or I mean,
6 washes.
Better, yeah. Get your money's worth out of every wash.
So TBD on if I can actually get the shirt again, because I'm definitely not paying $30 for that shirt. Especially if it's not going to last a year.
I'm so disappointed.
So hopefully,
Italian shirt. We're gonna have to find. Can we find one on eBay? Can we find one on what is Depop? Is that what the kids are using these days? Can we find one on Depop, people? Ugh. All right. Well, without further ado, gents.
All right. So, as is tradition, if anybody has been with us for a previous villains bracket, we're going to start the villains. We always have a play-in match, and
much like March Madness.
Yeah, you have to have that first-in match, and I don't know how this keeps happening, but every year we keep having the same thing happen. So the play-in match, of course, as always, is Jared Leto versus John Campea.
I just always enjoy seeing what photo of them you're going to use. And every year it does get better. Like, what is happening with Jared Leto here? Like, what is this? Is like from Coachella? Like, what is happening? All right, gentlemen, open the discussions. Nat, as our esteemed guest, Hall of Famer, please weigh in on your thoughts.
So I've never done a villains bracket. I don't know how to approach this. Should I just pick who I think is the bigger villain, or the
just give your thoughts first.
Yeah, so we're arguing who is more villainous, basically. Who do you loathe more?
I think this is kind of a no-brainer. I mean, obviously, John Campea is not the most likable person on the internet. But Jared Leto is literally a cult leader. Like he's legitimately a really, really bad guy. So I mean, how do you pick against that? You know,
it is often that, spoiler alert, Jared Leto does advance a lot of times. Then he doesn't make it too much further. But yeah, again, I've made this argument before and I'll make it again. Yeah, John Campea, douche nozzle, but has he ever, mailed any of his co-stars use condoms? No. So by default, I have to go Jared Leto.
Yeah, I've also said this. I think I've said this every single year. I think Campea would take pride in being like, I got named villain of the year.
Yeah.
So I don't want to give Campea that. So I think, are we all in agreement that?
Yeah.
Jared Leto, JL, you've advanced. You're out first in, and you always advance. And then, we're looking for. Also, to be clear, again, I don't think that there is anyone watching who is not familiar with how our villains bracket works. But to be clear, we are going for mustache twirling villains. Actually, again, Jared Leto is actually a bad dude. But overall, like funny villains. We understand, again, the real world is crappy and there are real villains in the real world. This is like funny, haha, like these people personally, did us wrong or something, that kind of thing. Cartoon villains kind of vibe.
So let's start with one that's going to be kind of extremely silly. We're going to go for the extreme silly one because this one of them is going to be something from an experience that Bethany and I had, and the other one I've actually thrown in for new friend of the show, Matt Nost, for an experience that I had recording his show one day. So it is going to be the Kitty Hawk roller coaster from Carowinds against
I have feelings about this.
Leaf Blowers. So now Bethany's going to describe why the Kitty Hawk roller coaster is on, and then I'll describe why the Leaf Blowers is on, and then we'll go from there.
Kitty Hawk. Okay, you're at Carowinds. Carowinds is renowned for their roller coasters. This looks like you haven't been on like a big, like Giga coaster in a long time. You're a little out of the roller coaster game, and you're like, I'm going to ease myself on with Kitty Hawk. It's got kitty in the name. It's a fun family coaster, okay? You're like, yeah, let's wait in this queue. Let's do this. So you do it. Think of the most painful experience you've ever had in your life.
Like physically painful.
Physically painful. Ow, that hurts. This is actually should be called like CTE the ride. I'm pretty sure it's giving generations of families head trauma. The restraints, terrible. All of us, the ride is not long. I can't stress.
Maybe 30 seconds.
It's very short.
Yeah.
The entire 30 seconds, all of us, grown adults, okay, like no one is under the age of 30 here, are like, ow, 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 the entire ride. I got off that and I was like, I am suing Carowinds. They're paying for my physical therapy. This is terrible. So yes, Kitty Hawk, if you're ever at Carowinds and you're like, I'd like to ease into the day, let me start with this here. No, don't do it. Just go to the big coaster. It'll be smooth. It will not hurt you. This ride will hurt you.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Fury 325, the 325-foot drop one, is smooth as can be.
Smooth as butter.
Like, you can walk off of that in much better condition than you are off of Kitty Hawk.
The worst 30 seconds of my life, truly.
So the reason that we have Leaf Blowers on there, if anybody happened to saw the first time I was ever on Settle the Score, Matt Nost says he was doing the introductions. Apparently, this is a recurring theme for Matt Nost, that when they tend to go live, his next door neighbor decides that's when it's time to leaf blow. And he definitely does his recording, I think in his garage, based on, or just outside his house or something like that. It looks like he's outdoors. And all you hear is just this leaf blower just blowing in the wind as he's trying to go ahead and get his show going. He's like, this leaf blower, it drives me nuts. Like, so I was like, Matt, I promise you, I'm going to put leaf blowers onto the What the Show Villains Hall of Fame bracket. So here we are today. So,
and I think that as all of us who have podcasts in our life or done different things, we can commiserate. And like when you're trying to do something, you're like, and of course my neighbor is now deciding to leaf blower again, whatever loud noise your neighbor is partaking in. Sometimes it's just Juice's heater.
Right. The anthropomorphic.
But yes, so I do commiserate with the leaf blower. Maybe. I think we all know where my vote is going with Kitty Hawk, but I'll let you.
Juice, I'd like to hear your thoughts.
Well, actually, think of the common denominator between the leaf blower and my heater. The common denominator is Matt Nost.
Matt Nost, secret villain.
Yeah, he's
villain magnet.
My vote. Just kidding. Yeah, it's tough to. I mean, the Kitty Hawk. I have not experienced personally. And then leaf blowers, I have used those. They do help get a job done quick and are kind of fun to use. However, there is the extreme annoyance of wanting to do a show professionally. So I'm on the fence. Now, what say you?
So I will say I'm not super familiar with either of these. I've never experienced Kitty Hawk, obviously, and I grew up in New York City. I didn't have a lawn, and now I live in Tucson, Arizona. It's a desert, so I've never had to use a leaf blower. So I'm just gonna encompass all loud noises during a podcast into it. And even then, I feel like it is what it is. Kitty Hawk is meant to be fun. There's a sense of betrayal there that I think is much more villainous.
I agree.
I agree. Having experienced both, yes, Kitty Hawk definitely caused much more damage to me. So I also am voting for that roller coaster.
Yeah, let's vote for Kitty Hawk. Yeah, let's do it.
Kitty Hawk, you little SOBU.
All right, so Juice, this one's gonna hit near and dear for you.
All right,
and you're gonna have some things,
and I'm gonna have a lot to say. It is Stink Bug versus the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I feel like this is, listen, for Juice, yes. Okay, Juice, I'm going to need you to explain the Stink Bugs, but also I feel like it's very unfair that the Stink Bugs are truly villainous, but to put them against the Pittsburgh Steelers, oh man. All right, Juice, you better go with a good argument for these Stink Bugs.
All right. So I have really for the past several years, but this year was particularly the worst. I have had just an absolute infestation of stink bugs in my apartment because they climb in just underneath the window, like my windowsill, the way that there's not really anything I can do about it because the way I have my air conditioning set up, they can just come right up in. And so basically every day I get home, there's just another 12 of them that I gotta had to get rid of over the summer. Or really over the fall.
Right.
It was really bad over fall. Once the weather started getting cold. So they would just show up in the absolute worst places and just be just everywhere. They'd be all over the curtains over there. They were behind the poster. There probably are still a couple behind the Juice is Loose poster.
Tell them what
I was finding them. It was awful. Yeah, I was finding them in
Zach Ertz jersey.
The Zach Ertz.
Yeah, I had the Zach. Well,
that's truly their crime.
Right. The reason I don't have the Zach Ertz jersey displayed anymore is because I looked in it and there was 15 stink bugs inside of the jersey, and I went to town on it and washed it, of course, and I thoroughly washed it before I wore it before that Green Bay Packers game. But didn't stop me, but it almost did. But an awful existence, not really being able to do anything about it. And you know what? I only killed maybe 5 of them. The rest I scooped up and just threw them away in the garbage, essentially, and just took out the trash.
It's time to take out the trash.
Because I'd have been killing 150 of them, and I just would have been too much.
Well, what a gentleman you are.
But it's still
Let's add Juice to the Heroes Hall of Fame this year.
He's in there already.
Yeah, actually. Juice is in a lot of Hall of Fames. Yeah, I'll never forget the stink bugs or that Zach Ertz jersey was proudly behind you on every stream, as it should be. Mm-hmm. And they ruined that, and I'll never forgive them for that personally. Mike, I'm gonna go ahead and let you pitch for the Steelers. I know you have the most venom for them.
Ooh, if there's 2 things I hate in this life, one of them is the Pittsburgh Steelers. And
I will know what the other one is.
Oh, can you put on the match? Liverpool's playing.
Oh, okay. British people. I forgot. He does discriminate against British people. He also is really terrible at impersonating them. So you're always like, is that a British person? What is that? I don't know.
In particular, Premier League fans.
Yes, he really hates the Premier League. I'm amazed I got him to watch Ted Lasso. It was an uphill battle, but he really liked it. Anyways.
So having been somebody who's been attending Sunday afternoons at sports bars and or working at a sports bar for the last 25 years of my life, there is nothing worse than a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. And that organization, there's nothing you can say if you are not from Pittsburgh. If you're from Pittsburgh, I'll give you a very slight reprieve. If you are for somebody who is from elsewhere and you're like, I see this towel, I want to wave this towel and be loud and obnoxious and just ruin everybody else's day. If the Steelers win, I'm going to get in your face and scream about it. If they lose, I'm going to start a fight and complain and bitch and moan and cause problems. Probably going to break something while I'm there. Pittsburgh Steelers organization is absolute trash, and it attracts the absolute trashiest people. The stink bugs, when they got put in the trash, probably became Pittsburgh Steelers fans subsequently. Because that is where that fan base grows organically. I'm going to leave it right there right now.
They're not Cardinals fans.
No.
Cardinals fans are fun to mess with.
And it's so interesting, too, because I don't think people know unless they know. How about, I feel like certain fan bases get a bad rap. People just assume that all Patriots fans are terrible. Actually,
they really, as a Jets fan, I'm saying this, they're not the worst.
Eagles fans get a bad rap.
They're just loud.
They're a little loud and obnoxious, but cheer for your team, man. I'm fine with that. That's what we're all here to do, right? No, Pittsburgh Steelers fans are just really god awful. Yeah, there's not a lot I can say about that. Nat, what are your feelings on the Steelers and stink bugs?
I don't really have strong feelings on the Steelers. I would say as a Giants fan, we share a common bond, Rooney Mara family. I mean, I guess when we're talking about ownership, probably shouldn't bring that up. Shut up. But I've never really had an issue with Pittsburgh fans. They're not even my least favorite team in Pennsylvania. Yeah. Yeah. But I don't know. I get your point. They've terrorized the NFC North when they're good, and when they're not good, they terrorize their own fan base because they're always just good enough to be relevant, but not good enough to be actually relevant.
Right.
Yeah.
So I can attest to them causing a lot of distress. Stink bugs, I feel like I'm not a biologist by any means. Do they serve a purpose?
I don't think so.
I don't know. I don't think so.
I think they just exist to cause misery and annoyance. Yeah, stink. Yeah. Now, if you ask me if I'd rather spend the day with Aaron Rodgers or stink bug, I would probably go stink bug.
Yeah.
And for that reason, I'm choosing stink bug.
That's fair.
Juice.
Yeah. I'm stink bug. Yeah.
This is tough for me, y'all. This is tough. I'd like to point out one thing. I've pointed this out before, but Pittsburgh Steelers, no ring this year. You know who got a ring? Taylor Swift. I said it before, I'll say it again. That might be directed at someone. I don't know. You tell me. But
who by chance could you be talking about?
Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. But I've personally, stink bugs are terrible. But I've personally been victimized by Pittsburgh Steelers fans. So this is maybe a little I'm biased here. And I am mad about those stink bugs when they did that Zach Ertz jersey. And I feel for my friend Juice's pain. So this is tough. I'm going to still have to go. I'm ever so slightly, again, I worked at a sports bar for 6.5 years. So ever so slightly, I am going to go with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
William, you there?
Yeah,
William, we're going to need a tiebreaker here because I think we have already come to our first tie of the evening. William?
And if not, we'll circle back to it if we have to. But William Harold, you are our default tiebreaker. The Steelers are
Thank you, William. Thank you. All right. I think Bugs were a worthy opponent, though. I still cannot believe.
All right.
How bad they got.
Menace.
Well, as somebody who has been personally victimized by the Pittsburgh Steelers, they say that a lot of times you only live long enough to see yourself become the villain. So with that in mind, it's me versus bleacher seating.
Another reason he is a villain is because of his complaints about the bleacher seating. Jesus. I'll let you go ahead and pitch bleachers, which, I get, but also,
Have you ever been to a football game as somebody who is 6 feet 2 inches?
No.
And had to sit on the fucking bleachers?
No, see, you're not going to win this argument because none of us know that pain.
It is the worst. And God forbid somebody who is sitting next to you is trying to get out and go to the bathroom or a concession or something like that. You have no space whatsoever to move in those bleachers. If you were somebody, I'm a relatively slender person. If I can only imagine somebody who was a little bit overweight dealing with what I did, because I'm like, oh my goodness, I can't move. If you were somebody who's bigger than me, my goodness. I will
say, as a woman who's been a woman my whole life. Hi, fun fact. Hi, my name is Stephanie. I'm a woman. I have sat in bleachers many years of my life going to football games. And here's the thing about being a woman is 9 times out of 10, you're going to sit by a guy who's going to man spread. And so your already super tiny seat becomes super tinier. And yeah, it sucks. But all you can do is hope that it's a game that's going to be good. And then you're praying you're just going to stand most of the game, honestly. That's your best scenario. So the cons to bleachers are obviously it's not the most comfortable seating. You have no room. People are man spreading next to you. It is difficult to get in and out. You're getting bumped into every time someone is getting in and out. But the pros of bleachers is you can fit more seats that way. And it does add to a better ambiance, big sellout crowd. So I don't know. I guess I'm just used to it. It doesn't bother me that much. But let me tell you, someone over here, Mike the villain, I'm real big baby about it. And I was like, my dude, I do this 7 times a year. It really doesn't faze me that much. But I don't know. Anyone want to pitch reasons why Mike's a villain? I feel a little bad going after you. I did marry you. I enjoy you. I love you.
We really need Brendan Buckingham right now.
Yes, Buck would have to. Okay, let me put on. All right, everyone. I'm Buck for a minute. Let me put on my Buck. Let me tell you about. He doesn't sound anything like that. But let me tell you about this jabroni, this commissioner of the Fantasy Football League, who is personally out to get me, Brandon Buckingham. Okay, let me tell you. And every time I think I'm there and I'm minding my own goddamn business, he's coming after me about Kyler Murray. He's short. He's playing Call of Duty. He's doing, we get it. Villain. Okay, thank you. That was me. Buck overtook me there for a minute. That was my impersonation of him. I can't vote against my own husband though, so I guess I'll go bleachers.
Yours?
Is there any more on Mike? Yeah, there.
Well, I have a moron, so that means yes, that does help.
Is there more? Yeah.
He does hiss at his wife sometimes, and he personally enjoys giving her a complex. For instance, in the morning when he says goodbye, he goes to their dog and he's like, "My sweet baby angel, oh, 5 minutes, let me cuddle you." Bye to me, and I'm like, "Oh, okay, I'm there." So that's not cool. That's not cool. He also really loves a bit, and let me tell you, you're gonna listen, and you get in his car, you're listening to Wesley Willis. Or you're listening to Coconut Pete because he is determined to be in the 1% on their Spotify every year, which he has done 2 years running. So you're like, okay, this is funny, but it's not that funny anymore. So I'll also say, I don't know. Is that villain worthy? You tell me.
Also,
Kyler Murray can fit bleachers just fine.
I don't remember the exact year. I think it was 2014. My buddy Kyle and I went to a beer garden, and while we were there, Robin Williams died.
They have killed a lot of slugs. Yeah, you're responsible for Robin Williams and Chadwick Boseman and Kenny Baker. Actually, I changed my vote. You're villain.
Every time we go to this beer garden, some celebrity dies. So, yeah. And it's happened almost every year.
I'm voting for you. You're advancing. But I love you so much. But I'm voting for you.
I think that That pretty much seals the deal.
Robin Williams, y'all. Robin, he personally is responsible for that.
I mostly just want to see Mike Deacon versus the Steelers next round.
Yeah, that's true. For that alone. Nat, do you agree? Are we unanimous in voting through Mike?
Well, Mike has never personally victimized me, but sure, why not? I'll vote Mike.
Yes.
All right. We got one more now. I couldn't do like a full graphic for this because I didn't know for certain that Jared Leto was going to win. I probably should have just put him on there. But we know that Jared Leto has advanced in our play-in match. And I personally think this might be the number one seed. That's why I put it here. Anybody who worked at a movie theater last year, 100% is going to vote for this.
Chicken Jockey.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all, listen. I'm not here to yuck someone else's yum. Have your fun. But my rules in having fun is don't hurt yourself, don't hurt others. And doing this, you hurt others, okay? You hurt my brethren, my fellow movie theater. Remember, when I worked in a movie theater, everyone take a truth. My poor, they don't deserve that. They're getting paid minimum wage. Their job is already very stressful. You're being inconsiderate to them. You're being inconsiderate to your fellow moviegoers. I'm all for boys will be boys in the fun way, not in that way. Not in that way.
That movie made $430 million, and probably half of that, if not more,
for the lows,
was literally for kids being there just to throw popcorn. You want to see movie theaters thrive and continue to go, but not like that.
And again, I would like to stress, obviously, I know that Jared Leto is an actual scumbag human being. I get that. I do. But again, Chicken Jockey. I'm going to lock in my vote as Chicken Jockey, but y'all discuss.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go Chicken Jockey as well. Yeah. I think Jared Leto, obviously, really shitty dude. I'd rather have Chicken Jockey win just because it's the more fun option. It's not like actually evil. I guess you can argue that it is evil, but I do see the case where, I don't know. I think post-COVID, movie etiquette has gone like down the drain.
It's terrible
to act.
We saw Scream 7 last week, and two people were just.
Oh my god!
It was terrible.
Loud conversation, and she had her flashlight on half the GD film. And again, I'm not saying Scream 7 is high art cinema, but I was like, excuse me, could you?
I haven't been to the theaters a lot, obviously, in the last couple of years, but like. Even the few movies I have gone to see, usually, I mean, it's not like terrible, but like there's somebody on their phone for longer than they like. It's different if you just see it for a second and whatever. But like no, like somebody's like no, you gotta put that on. Like
scrolling through Instagram,
starting to think about saying something like that. It didn't used to be like that. You'd rarely see somebody on your phone.
Yeah.
I feel like the two of us, if we go to like a Thursday night show when it's like, people want to see it first and everything, those aren't quite as bad. But if you go on Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, then you get all of the people who
people are just like there to, I'm like, why did this is not like a cheap thing. I mean, like, as far as entertainment goes, it's quote unquote affordable, but like you paid to see this movie. You paid for probably some kind of concession. Like,
something. Even if you brought it from outside, you pay for it.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
And they come on streaming so fast. So like, if you don't actually care about the movie, why are you
just wait till it's on
whatever month? Yeah.
Yeah. Chicken Jockey.
For
all theater etiquette, Viva la Revolucion.
All right. So now we're
let me show you because that's it for the first round, right?
Yes.
Let me pull up. So I forgot that first round was a play-in, so I did it like this. Is this
okay? You got to change Kitty Hawk and me.
Okay.
So it's going to be Kitty Hawk against the Steelers, and then me against Chicken Jockey.
Oh man, going against Chicken Jockey. Okay.
Well, let's start with Kitty Hawk and the Steelers. Bethany, I think you and I are both the ones who are most affected by this matchup. Period.
In general, yes. I feel like this is an impossible task for me, ladies and gentlemen. And by that I mean gentlemen. I'm only on screen with gentlemen. Well, Luna's over here. She's a lady. Sometimes.
Yeah, Olivia Dean, lady.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, we got some ladies up in here. I don't know these porks' gender. They could be ladies. We don't know. But anyways, so this is tough. This is tough again. I've been personally victimized by both. Kitty Hawk, you know, it was short, but it was painful. I was betrayed, as Nat said earlier. I was betrayed by Kitty Hawk. I thought it was supposed to be a nice warm up, get me back in the set, and it basically gave me a concussion. So didn't love that. That was terrible. But what I will say about Kitty Hawk, even though it was terrible, it was 30 seconds. And the Steelers franchise and their fans have been, you know, absolutely being terrible to me for years. So I'm going to ever so slightly go with the Pittsburgh Steelers, even though I really do hate Kitty Hawk. But that's, I think I'm going to lock in with Steelers.
Nat?
Yeah, I mean, again, never been personally victimized by Kitty Hawk or really the Steelers. But
and I'm so thankful, honestly, that neither one of you have been victimized by the Pittsburgh Steelers or Kitty Hawk. No one deserves either. Trust me.
I mean, I will say, like, a lot of the Steelers roster is pretty unlikable. Mainly
they brought about Antonio Brown.
Antonio Brown, that's true. You know what? That sold me. I'm going Steelers.
Juice.
Le'Veon Bell.
I guess I assume, Mike, you're probably going to go Steelers, but I guess I don't have super strong.
I can give your opinion though.
Go with your heart, Juice. What would you say if it was up to you?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough because there's so many factors at play. You know, with with a football team, you know, the fans versus players, coach. Like, there's so many different factors. But then you have like the Kitty Hawk, you know, providing misery for 30. That's like one entity that you can clearly point at as
one's a prolonged pain, and one is like a punch in the face.
Yeah, both are terrible in different ways.
Yeah. So, you know, and there's good sides to, you know, the Pittsburgh, you know, Josh Bakuga is a Steelers fan. We forgive him.
One of my oldest, dearest friends.
Yeah. My grandma's from Pittsburgh, so, you know,
she knows I mean no harm.
Lady, so, you know, she's not necessarily a diehard like Steelers fan, but I guess that's a good point. Yeah, she's not necessarily a diehard Steelers fan. So what about the Steelers?
All right, so Steelers are moving on.
It's easy to get over a quick punch to the face, but if you're a Steelers fan, you're a Steelers fan for life. So
yes,
it's a lifetime thing.
All right, and then here we go. We got me versus Chicken Jockey.
Listen. I love you a lot, and I wanted you to advance because I thought it was funny. But obviously I don't think you're a villain, even though, again, the thing in the morning where you give more love to Luna than me does hurt me. I would like people to know how to behave. As someone who worked in a theme park when we first reopened, I was like, people are different after the pandemic. 100%. And I think Nat's point about, theater etiquette really taking a downfall. And I think that, Chicken Jockey is the epitome of that. It really, you know, encapsulates that kind of how theater etiquette has gone down since the pandemic. So I'm gonna go with Chicken Jockey on this one.
Take the floor, Nat.
Yeah, it's movie etiquette is one thing, but I also really hate iPad kids. I think we're all millennials here. And
I'm Gen X.
You aren't. He isn't. He says that, but I want you to know he is a millennial. It's a weird thing.
I'm like the last millennial of like 2 months. I was born like 2 months later.
I'm prime millennial. Now, what year were you born?
93.
Okay, so you're like prime. We're prime millennials.
Yep.
Juice is on the younger end. Mike is on the older end of millennials. We're the best millennials. No offense, everyone.
Obviously.
Mike thinks he's Gen X, but he isn't by definition. So as millennials, carry on with your thought.
I think Gen Z is fine. You know, they're okay. They're a little bit weird, but Gen Alpha is like I fear for the future.
Yes.
And for that reason, I'm voting chicken jockey.
Yeah. I really want the kids to be all right, but I'm not sure, y'all. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I especially with definitely on behalf of my significant other being a teacher this day and age, which I can't even imagine what that would be like. For justice for the sanity of all of the teachers and people that have to handle and deal with this current generation on a daily basis. I can't even.
Before I say it again, all middle school teachers deserve sainthood. Instant sainthood. Front of the line. Y'all are blessed. Thank you so much for your service.
Amen.
So usually in the past, like when I've been out with her and we've like ran into a student, it's maybe been like more during the summer, like just a time when it's like not as often, but like we were just in like a Target, and one of our students, we just happened to get in line at the Starbucks, and I just saw her face. She just gave them absolutely nothing. Like hi, of course, but like there was no more than that. Like she was like, nope, it's a Saturday. Like I'm not doing it. It's like that's
one of the funniest things one of my bosses has ever said to me. I work in pediatric dentistry, in case anyone doesn't know, and my boss was talking about doing stuff. He's very involved with his church on Sundays, and so they all have like different things that they do, different assignments, and so they asked him, because they're like, oh, you work in pediatric dentistry. They were like, do you want to be in charge of like, they have a little like, they babysit the smaller kids, keep them in a separate room. So that way they're not, obviously making lots of noise during the service. And he goes, the Lord did not call me to deal with children on Sunday. He told me this like 3 years ago. And I think about all the time. He's like, no. I work with them Monday through Friday. The Lord did not call me to work with them on Sunday. And I think it's the funniest thing. And I was like, that's the greatest thing I've ever heard. But yeah, exactly. Like when if you're a teacher, if you work in, any kind of pediatric, like doctor, dentistry, whatever, on the weekend, that's your time. The Lord did not call you to work with children on Sundays.
And obviously chicken jockey is going on. My vote's for Brandon Buckingham. You belong there.
Okay, so our final for the villains bracket then is chicken jockey
and the Pittsburgh.
I'll pull up now that I have it actually accurate.
This is tough. You know what though? What I always say about the villains bracket is, as I said earlier, there are real villains. There's real darkness in the world. Our villains is always kind of like, sort of tongue-in-cheek. Ticketmaster, honestly, screw you. But like in general, it's very tongue-in-cheek. We're like, oh, whatever. People that we think are jabronis, and I think that there are a lot of Steelers fans who are jabronis. But here's the thing. The Steelers, as I've said, have again, lots of terrible players. They're actually like bad people. And they're actually bad. Like some of their fan base is actually bad people and has done bad things. So for the kicks and giggles, the keeping it lighthearted, I'm actually shockingly going to go with chicken jockey, because it's the funnier of the two. It's a little bit more lighthearted. It is a villain, don't get me wrong, but it's a more lighthearted villain. So I think I'm locking in with chicken jockey.
It would not be the Pittsburgh Steelers if they didn't make the playoffs and lose. So I am voting for chicken jockey.
That's so true. That is so true. You always are the bridesmaid. You don't get to be the bride, Pittsburgh Steelers. So sorry, you got to lose in the playoffs.
That's fantastic. Yeah, I think, and probably Nat and I were probably the hardest. Like we were probably more chicken jockey than Steelers. So yeah.
I had it as my own team.
I don't really have any.
I feel like it's gotta be right.
Congratulations, chicken jockey! You have won the bracket.
And Dusty, Villains Hall of Famer.
Well deserved.
We're gonna take a quick break, and we're gonna come back, and we're gonna go into
starts now.
Chaotic neutrals. Let's listen to this guy.
Oh.
May the fourth be with you guys. Why we love Star Wars.
We're not forcing people to actually listen to that. If anyone needs to use the restroom, refill a drink, do whatever, maybe we can listen to this.
Hey Mike, this is William Hung from American Idol, and you are a jabroni. Here is a song for you. Anything is gonna be a long, long time. 2 touchdown brings me round again to 5. I'm not the man they think I am at home. Oh no, no, no. I'm a rocket man, burning out his fears up here alone.
Okay. All right, everyone. That was beautiful. Hope everyone enjoyed that.
We hope you enjoyed your several minutes of nothing.
Your halftime intermission.
Juby After Dark.
All right.
All right. So now's the real reason we brought Nat on tonight, the chaotic neutrals. I got some fun ones on here this year. I mean, we always have fun with the chaotic neutrals. There's like 1 or 2 of them that might require an explanation, but I think this.
I've changed glassware.
I had a hunch for the villains list that Chicken Jockey was going to win. I can genuinely say I have one in mind that I think has a slight leg up, but any of these 8 could win this. So this is going to be fun.
Oh boy, can't wait.
So let's get right into it. I'm going to start. All right, so I have them up here, and I haven't actually decided which one to start with. I think we'll start with this one right here.
Okay, hit me with it.
So we got 2 absolute chaotic entities. Mr. Corey Feldman and NFL wide receiver Mac Hollins.
Oh my gosh, we got 2 dogs in the first round.
2 dogs. 2 dogs. 1 comeback king, 1 barefoot king.
Mac Hollins is an absolute lunatic. That dude played in Buffalo and New England and would show up to every game barefoot.
What?
Like,
didn't he show up barefoot to the Super Bowl this
year? He did.
Yeah.
He 100% did. And the dude,
which honestly, at least the weather there was nice.
I mean,
but and
LA,
Buffalo and New England, not so much. San Francisco.
Yeah. It was Las Vegas, not LA. But
Las Vegas. It was in
San Francisco.
49.
I should have won the villains bracket because I can't even remember what happened. It's after 1996. I'm not going to remember it. So anyway,
the concussions.
Anyway,
Kitty Hawk was the 4th one.
Yeah. Corey Feldman, though, just put on a Corey. Just go onto YouTube and look up Corey Feldman live concert. And my goodness, just my goodness, you don't know what you're in for. You never know what's going to happen during a Corey Feldman concert. Some band member's probably going to get screamed at on stage. He's going to act like he's Michael Jackson. He's going to play a really bad guitar solo. It is the absolute definition of chaotic.
The outfits will be phenomenal.
The outfit, I was about to say, there's going to be some crazy dress.
But Mack Hollins, like, is your ultimate, like, wide receiver 5 on a football team. He might touch the ball, like, twice a game. You're not going to hear his name much, but that man is going to make an impact on his entrance.
Damn
and
right.
as you saw, I'm going to pull it back up again. Like, he literally showed up to a game like that. Like, that was how he arrived to a game in Buffalo.
As one should. I mean, look at these fine dressed gentlemen, both of them, truly. Icons. Absolute style icons. It's a given. I don't know. Juice, we're going to open the floor with your vote here.
Yeah, I'm
Let's do it.
I'm big. I'll show my hand on this one. I'm pretty heavy Corey Feldman. I think this was a game-changing experience on our last with the show trip when we spent an afternoon in the hotel watching Corey Feldman live videos, because I think Mike and AJ had seen the videos, but I had not yet. I think. But yeah, so I get to experience that for the first time. The three of us had some downtime, and I threw those on, and that was a great afternoon.
Come back.
But yeah, the chaos. I mean, chaos is absolutely everything that has to do. He's not a villain. Certainly not a hero.
I think that, like, well, both of them, but both. I guess some people might consider Mack Hollins a little bit of a hero. Like, he's towing the line more toward, but Corey Feldman is in the middle. Like, that line is right down the middle.
I think you have to be pretty chaotic to show up in Buffalo barefoot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And like, do like your warm-ups and stuff, like your stretching and stuff on the field. Like, he's a character. Like,
that's wild to me.
Nat, what do you think?
I think that Mack Hollins is my favorite type of weird wide receiver, where he's not like wide receiver 1, Puka Nacua, Antonio Brown, crazy.
Yeah,
but he's like quirky, you know, in a way that's fun.
Endearing.
Yes, endearing. And I'm not a fan of the Patriots, but I feel like the Patriots team last year was actually kind of likable. Like,
I hate saying that, but you're right.
But you're so right.
Like the personnel they had, yes.
I was like, gosh, dang it, their coach is kind of likable, their players are likable. This is unfortunate.
So shout out to Mack Hollins. I love Mack Hollins, but I mean, Corey Feldman's a Academy Mutual living legend. You can't vote against that here.
Yeah. Again, Mack Hollins deserved the recognition on this bracket, but it's Corey Feldman.
Yeah.
We need some acknowledgement. We're sad. They're filming a movie in Savannah called Comeback King, and sadly, it's not about Corey Feldman.
No.
It's with Glenn Powell.
But Glenn Powell will be in town, so your girl is applied to be an extra. But also Corey Feldman. Where's your movie?
All right, so one of these I'm pretty certain, unless Nat watched a very specific stream of ours at one point, we'll have to explain this one to him. The other one is an icon he has probably the most iconic quote in bowling history.
Oh, okay. I know exactly who this is. Yep.
Who do you think you are? I am. What an icon.
And to the left, we have NASCAR Aloe. I'm going to briefly describe who NASCAR Aloe is. I mean, because this is from a couple of years ago that this happened. But absolute definition of chaos. I'm at the Welcome to Rockville Festival at the Daytona International Speedway, and they had like 4 stages that year. And there's a band that my friend and I wanted to see that played relatively early on the main stage. So we got there early, and then we had a couple of hours before the next band we wanted to see. So we're just roaming around the grounds. We get to this one of the smaller stages, and there's this guy on stage with bright orange hair, just like this. And Juicy, you're trying to hit it. There we go.
No,
I think our computer's just being weird.
There we go.
There it goes.
So this guy with bright orange hair is on stage, and it's just him and a DJ. Yeah, there it is. Him and a DJ with a laptop. So we're there and we're watching him, and he's like a combination of like a hardcore rapper and a punk, kind of like, but it's all done to beats that's done through a computer. in the span of the 25 minutes this man was on stage, first off, he's got like the front row that's kind of reacting to him. He's got a very, very small fan base that's there, and everybody else is kind of just watching because they're killing time. So first off, within the first 2 songs, he starts stripping down, and by like the 3rd or 4th song is literally just in his boxer shorts.
Obviously,
this man catches a beer from a fan on stage, chugs it, throws up on stage. So chugs the beer and subsequently pukes. Then he starts calling to the DJ like, hey, Miyagi. Miyagi was the DJ. Miyagi, Raul's here. Raul, does everybody see Raul? It's like the one fan that he knows. And he's trying to get a Raul chant going. As he's doing this, he trips over the plug to the laptop and unplugs it, so they can't play any music because the laptop no longer has power. So they frantically go and do that, and he's on the front of the stage bantering. And as they fix it, he does it again. He does it a second time. So he's twice now unplugged his laptop. They can't play any music. So then eventually they get it back up, and he's like, all right, I'm going to do this one, blah, blah, blah. He's on the stage, and he's sitting on the stage, on the side of the stage, like down, because it's like a slower part. And then he gets up, he's like, Rah! And he screams, and he grabs one of the monitors and just throws it. And then he runs to the side of the stage and runs back. And this giant security guard just puts his hand in his face and basically drags him off stage. He's done. His set is now over.
Icon. I mean, here's the thing.
But Pete Weber.
Can you pull the picture?
Yeah.
Pull the picture again. Pete Weber. Here's my problem with Pete Weber being on this list. I think he's a goddamn hero. I mean, come on. What an icon. What an icon. NASCAR Aloe, on the other hand, is pure chaos. Like, that's chaos. I love Pete Weber. So, I mean, that clip, I could play that.
It's not just the best bowling soundbite of all time. That's like a top 10
maybe one of the best
sports soundbites
of all time. I mean, look at the just like straight, as the kids would say, the Riz that is dripping off of that man. I mean, hello.
There's a lot more Riz from Pete Weber than
like the charisma, the absolute icon that he is. So who do I prefer? Probably Pete Weber, but like, who's more chaotic? Probably NASCAR Aloe. So like, as weird as this sounds, I'm gonna vote NASCAR Aloe, even though like, I mean, Pete Weber is an icon.
Juice?
It's tough. Yeah, it's tough to not, especially, I mean, thank you for getting back into every detail. I mean, we haven't heard that full story like that in a while. So thanks for going over that all again.
Right.
When we first brought this up on with the show, we watched some of the videos because Mike's like, let me know we found the Raul chant that did not happen. But he really tried.
Yeah, we should have to go back.
Can you just imagine being at, and this is like a mostly hard rock and metal festival, and then seeing that, like, you just out of nowhere, happened.
Didn't we look up his album and it's like 22 minutes long? It was like a full length.
It was like 22 minutes long and like 13 songs or something like that.
Well, we should try and do for the next clip stream that we try, or clip thing that we try to do. We should try and like find the moments, basically look through all the GIFs that have lasted the test of time and find the moments where we like
the origins,
introduce the go back to like where we first talked about NASCAR Aloe and all that stuff, and the Jeff GIF and
the Jeff GIF.
But yeah, I mean, NASCAR Aloe has been Pete Weber too, but for different.
And again, this is the kind of thing I said before we did the Chaotix. I'm like, any of these 8s, I think are worthy of championship.
Yeah,
it's just a matter of like nitpicking which one's going to go on. Nat,
this is so close to me because I obviously love Pete Weber. Like, why isn't bowling more mainstream? Why is it not more popular? We need more Pete Webers in the sport. But I mean, I've never heard of NASCAR Aloe before tonight. But you've painted such a vivid picture, and I don't know what else you could have said. to convince me more that this man is chaotic neutral. And I think what really sold me was Bethany saying that Pete Weber is more of a hero, and I can't dispute that. I gotta go NASCAR Aloe.
I might add Weber to the heroes bracket next week.
Yeah, I think
as well. That could be the first.
All right, so I'm also gonna go.
It's like a face turn.
I've seen probably, and no joke because of festivals and stuff, in the ballpark, probably in the thousands of musical acts in my day, and I don't vividly remember very many sets as well as I vividly remember that NASCAR Aloe set. So yes, it's bad.
I'm telling you, past 1996, really past the 3 concussions, he doesn't have a memory. But the fact that and I have heard the story before, so I know that he vividly remembered the NASCAR Aloe thing. That really is saying something.
All right. The next one of these is blatantly obvious why they're there. The other one I'll give you. You know both of these. Both of you know both of these. I'm pretty certain. But the one will need a slight explanation. So it is the Todd against. This is not Padme. This is Natalie Portman portraying Padme in Revenge of the Sith, which is
the first one again. The name
the Todd from Scrubs.
The Todd.
The Todd.
Yeah, well, you have to call him the Todd.
So if anyone's not familiar with Scrubs, the Todd is he's chaos. He's chaos incarnate. He's just there to make sexual innuendo jokes, and he's actually a very good surgeon. But the whole time he's there, he is just there basically to say inappropriate things at the most inappropriate times and things like that. But that's not the one I need to describe. The one that I need to describe is Natalie Portman in Revenge of the Sith. Natalie Portman in Revenge of the Sith clearly did not give a shit. she was there to collect a paycheck and fulfill a contractual obligation.
Listen, she had Harvard to pay for. You know what I mean? Like, it's not cheap.
That performance in Revenge of the Sith is so bad. Like, I can't imagine George Lucas being like, "Oh, you nailed that one, Natalie. Good job. You know, we got to go."
Actually, I can imagine George Lucas saying that. Did. That's how this movie got made. I say with love to him.
Natalie Portman, like.
So when we went and saw the 20th anniversary last year, holy crap, I'm old, of Revenge of the Sith, Mike, every time Natalie Portman was on screen, did that. He was like phoning it in. Speaking of movie etiquette, noise, my peripheral, I could just see him be like, and I was like, stop it right now. I'm trying to watch it again. I've seen this movie like a million times, but still, I was like, stop it. But yes. Is it her best performance?
Name one worse.
No, I can't. But I mean, does she? Does she cause chaos? Sure, I guess. I don't know.
I don't think the chaos is on screen. The chaos is in the performance. It's like, I don't care. I'm just here. Pay me.
There's some great line reads in this movie. Anakin, you're breaking my heart. So many things, raising the baby back on Naboo. She really has some great moments.
The Todd. He will give you a high five, but he most likely will injure you while giving you the high five. And he's not leaving until you give him that high five.
The Todd has made it on the reboot. I don't think he's like a series regular per se, but he's
been in every episode.
Gonna be
briefly.
He's
been in every episode very briefly.
He's now having to deal with the new HR, which obviously doesn't necessarily
his files like that thick.
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily like the Todd's ways. Yeah, I don't know. This one's tough. I'm gonna let you boys debate.
Well, I'm gonna start with this. It's definitely the phoned-in performance of Natalie Portman getting paid to be Padme Amidala.
Harvard is expensive.
I love the Todd. And I 100% think the Todd is, again, if you look up like the definition of a chaotic neutral, the Todd is right there. But in terms of what the show chaotic neutral, it's Natalie Portman. Juice?
Yeah, it's tough because I'm not as familiar with Scrubs, so I'm not as familiar with the Todd. But obviously,
watch. I think you'd enjoy it.
I think you'd enjoy it.
But yeah, obviously, I'm very familiar with Natalie Portman. It is interesting. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to even just think through like her Attack of the Clones specifically, because obviously, like Phantom Menace, she's definitely trying.
She's trying in Phantom Menace. Really.
I saw that she's like really trying in Attack of the Clones.
But I think
for the most part,
it's 100% in Phantom Menace. It's like 80% in Attack of the Clones, and it's down to like 10%.
Listen, if I was given a script where I died of a broken heart and I just gave birth to twins, and I lost the will to live, I too would be like, George, I'm sorry, I'm tapping out. Like you're getting what you get.
Yeah, I don't really know what do you do with this?
So I can't even falter. Truly.
Nat?
But I do think George Lucas is to blame quite a slight.
Like George Lucas ever so slightly leads toward the chaotic evil.
I would like
ever so
to once again point out that Marcia Lucas does not get enough credit for the original trilogy. Because I'm just saying, we divorced and we got listen, I love the prequels. But
script writing is I think the general concept.
If Marsha was there, this wouldn't have flown. Yeah. I'm just saying.
George Lucas is great at general concept. He's great at shooting special effects,
world building, and
it's just dialogue,
and direction.
Everything else. Love him. No, I do love him. Yes. Okay. Nat, what say you?
Yeah. I mean, this is a tough one. I've been going back and forth. I think if you were to make a list of top chaotic neutral sitcom characters, I think the Todd would be top 3 for sure.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I like Star Wars, but I'm not a huge Star Wars fanatic. I've only seen Revenge of the Sith once, but I remember her performance. I vividly remember her acting. And I feel like it's perfectly chaotic neutral because I don't think it adds to the movie, and I don't think it makes it worse. I think it's just her being chaotic. It's there.
It adds a level of chaos. It adds a level of this just undescribable thing.
So you're going
Natalie Portman? Towards Natalie Portman, just very slightly.
Yeah. And it's just it's some of my favorite line reads are Natalie Portman. Again, there's Ewan McGregor and he's giving it everything. Ewan McGregor knocks it out of the park on all three prequel films. And then Natalie Portman,
she's just there.
It's great, honestly. And Hayden, again, I know he gets a lot of flack, but
he's trying.
He's trying, yeah.
The effort's there.
He just had bad,
on his effort. Again, I don't care how good of an actor you are, you can't make some of this dialogue work. And when Hayden is not having to perform the dialogue, I think he is honestly very solid. Natalie's listen, I'm cashing that paycheck. And you know what, girl? I respect you for that.
All right. So Natalie Portman going on?
Okay.
Natalie Portman.
All right. So before we get to our last one, the last one, I hope at least one other person aside from Bethany and I has seen this without explanation. The other is kind of who I think is the favorite. Okay. So we have here from the brand new NBC show, The Fall and Rise of Reggie Dinkins. We're going to go with
I'm really enjoying
character of Reggie Dinkins. But if you've seen 30 Rock, it is Tracy Jordan if he were an athlete.
Yes.
And he's going against who I think is the favorite, Nazgul the Wolf Dog.
Nazgul! I also would like to say that Nazgul could also potentially be a hero. He's a good boy. Look at him. He's a good boy.
Now, do both of you know who Nazgul the Wolf Dog is?
No.
I don't.
Can I please tell you? Okay.
Nazgul the Wolf Dog is probably going to just immediately win this bracket.
As someone who is locked in on the Winter Olympics, I live for the Olympics, but I live for the Winter Olympics. Because for me, the Summer Olympics, we got that at home. Go watch someone run track and field. We got that at home. Watch someone swim in a pool. We got that at home. Winter Olympics, wild concept to me as a Southerner. I'm like, people are just yeeting themselves down mountains and on ice tubes, and like, that's crazy. You got a death wish to be in the Winter Olympics. Okay. So anyways, cross country skiing. Honestly, of the like yeeting yourself and like death wish people, tame. It's tamer, but still very, very hard. I couldn't do it. That's for hell sure. But anyways, this is our boy. I'm pulling back up. Nazgul. Nazgul is so his parents were volunteering at the Olympics, if I'm understanding. Yes, I think they're volunteers. So he's there, okay? He's at the Olympics. But anyways, he likes people, and his parents go to leave for the day to go to Olympic stuff, and Nazgul's like, I'm coming at you. So Nazgul technically finished third in that competition. He was right there in the cross country skiing. He technically crossed the line there. Mind you, he didn't start at the beginning of the course, so a little bit of a cheater. But yes, he escaped, and he made his way on the course and finished behind the two front skiers. And it's the greatest thing you'll ever see. Technically, he's an Olympian. There ain't no rule, as Airbud once said, there ain't no rule that a dog can't be a cross-country skier. He's an absolute precious angel. And we're like, what? Like, you're the owner of that dog and you're watching Olympic coverage. Mind you, they were there at the Olympics, and you're like, that's my dog. That's my dog on the skiing course. So he made his way into the Olympics and in the way to our hearts. He's the best boy. We love him. But he's a little chaotic because I'm like, Nazgul, you were supposed to stay home. What are you doing, buddy, on the skiing course? So yes, I love him. I love him so much. I'll
go over Reggie Dinkins real quick. So Reggie Dinkins, first off, this is an endorsement for the show because it's very funny. The show, The Fall and Rise of Reggie Dinkins.
We are currently watching 2 network television shows right now. It's crazy. I don't remember what that's like. We're like Monday night. We have our show on at 8:30 with commercials. Network television. Wednesday night, we watch Scrubs now again. But, yeah.
So anyway, it's with Tracy Morgan and Daniel Radcliffe. And basically the story is it's a disgraced NFL player having a documentary made by a disgraced filmmaker. Yes. And it's done very much 30 Rock style. And like I said, if you've ever seen 30 Rock where Tracy Morgan plays Tracy Jordan, it's the same fucking character. It's just that he's an athlete instead of an actor.
He played for the New York Jets for a little bit. Yes, there's a small spoiler for, I believe, is this the pilot episode or episode 2?
Which one?
When basically he explains why he's kind of disgraced. So he was betting on himself. So yes, the pilot. Sorry, small spoilers for the pilot. He's betting on himself, and he confuses numbers, and so he confuses his bookie's number and the talk show that he was supposed to call into. So he calls into one of those like ESPN like talk show type of things.
To place bets.
And the journalist is like, "I'm sorry to confirm your." He's like, "Of course I'm betting goes," because he thinks he's talking to his bookie. And that's how he ends up being a disgraced athlete. But anyways, it's very funny. Both Tracy Morgan and Daniel Radcliffe are doing fantastic. Also, Daniel Radcliffe, hero. He made the Harry Potter money, and he's doing whatever the hell he wants. He's like, I'm going to be on Broadway. I'm going to be in this like silly sitcom. But anyways, yes, he's very good. But as much as I'm enjoying this new show, as much as I'm enjoying Tracy Morgan's kind of typecasting that he has been brought into, look at my sweet boy. Look at my boy. Look at him. He's an Olympian. Nazgul. I'm sorry, the wolf dog. He takes it for me.
Let's go to Nat.
Yeah, I mean, I've never seen the show. I didn't even know the show existed, but
it just started. It's brand new.
It's only had 3 episodes in. You should watch it.
I will definitely check it out because I love Tracy Morgan. I think that he's not necessarily playing a character. He's just Tracy Morgan. You know, he throws up nicknames. 100%. So in that context, I feel like he'd be really hard to top. But the thing about me is I I'm a big fan of Czech wolf dogs. Like that's just something I don't tell people, but I love Czech wolf dogs. If my dream pet is a Czech wolf dog, I don't think I'm worthy. You know, I have to live a different lifestyle. I got to be more active and run in the morning. That's not me. I'm not worthy. And I think that in order to be chaotic neutral, you have to be adorable. Exhibit A.
Amen. Amen. Look at these two adorable gentlemen on screen today.
Corey Feldman, NASCAR Hello, Natalie Portman, Nazgul the Wolf Dog.
Nazgul the Wolf Dog.
All adorable in their own ways.
Yeah, I'm also going to vote for Nazgul. So.
Yeah, let's do it.
I mean, look at him. I'm upset. Again, I'm so locked into the Winter Olympics. And I was like, no one's going to top Alyssa Liu. Like, she's my hero. She is my hero.
That they didn't know about it. And she got home from work, and I'm like, did you see the dog? She's like, what?
Obsessed. I was like, I'm like, my sweet boy. Look at him. He's an Olympian. I was like, get that dog a medal. I'm so annoyed they didn't give him a medal. I think he deserves it.
I'll pull up I've been accurately, I think.
Yes, that's correct.
Yes. Wait.
Yes, that's right. Corey Feldman versus NASCAR Aloe and Natalie Portman against Nazgul the Wolf Dog.
Yes. Oh my God. I love it. Okay.
Oh man, this is tough.
Corey Feldman and NASCAR Aloe. Oh my God.
I mean, this could be the final.
Musicians in their own right, you know.
I need them together on a bill.
Yeah.
There is a blank check that I will fill out to see those two perform together.
I would pay what we just paid to see Metallica at the Sphere. Oh, sorry, not the Sphere, as Mike Carlson taught me. Sphere.
We spent an asinine amount.
We dropped it, like the Facebook. We dropped it. It's cleaner. I would drop that amount of money to see Corey Feldman and Oscar Aloe to a dual headline. The Comeback King versus Raul. Raul. It did not happen.
I don't know. I remember last year we got to about this point and we were like, fuck, this is tough.
Everyone's going in.
I'm not saying that this is disrespect to Natalie Portman because I think in that one I'm pretty certain we're all going to vote for Nazgul. If I'm not
how
mistaken.
do you not vote for 100%. Nazgul?
But how do we differentiate between Nazgul, Corey Feldman, and NASCAR Aloe?
I know.
That's like a Sophie's choice.
They're so. I mean, Corey Feldman. Yeah, I mean, all four of these are really very different.
Really, you wanted to say so fucking good. All four of them.
All four of you make it in.
All four of them.
Listen, chaotic neutral. There are no rules. It's chaos. If I was personally voting, which I am because it's my bracket. We all are personally voting. Who would have my number one pick? Nazgul.
Yes.
Nazgul.
I know we would.
I'm right there with you.
Like NASCAR Aloe and Corey Feldman, I probably, my brain would probably explode because I couldn't pick.
Natalie Portman, again, I can't stress enough, everyone. Please refer to the line reading of Anakin, you're breaking my heart. It's iconic. It's iconic. Natalie Portman, listen. The Star Wars prequels are for the girlies, the girlies and the fashion icons. Because Natalie Portman, I believe, has over a course of 3 movies, 68 costumes.
That's absurd.
And we went to an exhibit once where they had like a whole room of Padme costumes.
They had to have had at least 20 of them.
And
there.
I'm telling you, listen, the prequels are for the girlies. The prequels are for the costume designer did no wrong. She gave me everything. But yes, Natalie Portman showed up. She got to wear a lot of pretty costumes. I don't know what other part of her showed up, but yes. I mean, I'm fine with all 4 of them making.
Yeah, I think we're gonna just put all it's chaotic neutral. They can all go in.
Okay,
yeah,
so
I don't.
After tonight, who all has been inducted? Can we please one more time go over our villains and our chaotic neutral Hall of Fames? What the show? We have 4 inductees.
5 inductees overall.
5 inductees overall today. Yes.
Okay, so our Villains Hall of Fame now consists of previous inductees: Bob Paycheck, the Ticketmaster, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, Matt Rife, the Outlaw, John Roca, Aaron Rodgers, And congratulations to Chicken Jockey
I knew I should
for getting into the Villains Hall of Fame.
Wow, icons.
And our Chaotic Neutral Hall
People,
of Fame.
if you looked at our Chaotic Neutral, you would think we've been doing this for years, and it's been like 3 years. We just pick a lot of people.
The heroes is even worse.
Yeah, it's true.
But Tom Dagnino, Video Drew, Zach Granke, the Italian American Pride Facebook group, the Six Flags America Stunt Show, the two gentlemen on stream, Matt and Juice, and then going in, Nazgul the Wolf Dog, NASCAR Aloe, Corey Feldman, and Natalie Portman for her performance in Revenge of the Sith.
Wow, y'all, what a year. 2026, some great inductees. Can you, I mean, how's 2027 going to top it? I don't know, but I'm excited to find out. Thank you, everyone. It's been chaotic. It's been villainous. We'll be back next week to discuss some heroes. Maybe our boy Matt Weber, right?
Pete Weber.
Why did I just name him Matt? I don't know. I apologize.
I know a Matt Weber.
Do you?
I
Is he
actually know
going in the bracket?
Why did I call him Matt?
Well, Matt
I don't
Weber
know.
on the bracket.
Pete Weber might return. This is like the end of the Avengers. Like Pete Weber will
Yeah,
return.
Will
In the
return.
heroes bracket, I'm gonna call him by his right name. I promise. Who do you think you are? I am. Nazgul, you're the best boy. I just want you to know that. And wow, what a time. What a time. It's March again. Here we are.
It's Bracket of Madness.
And
It's probably our shortest bracket ever. And we did 2 of them. Or
And we
like
did
shortest
2 of them.
bracket stream. And we did 2 of them.
And you know, as they say, I'm a fucking doctor.
I saw Wallace Shawn die. Wallace Shawn is dead.
It's 2 minutes for roping. I like that.
You're a jabroni.